Welcome back, universe.
Hi, everybody.
To Tom and Mark off the rails with Tom and Mark.
That's right. We have a marketing guy who told us to flip it.
Yes.
But we are recording here in Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty Studio in beautiful Grafton, Wisconsin.
And if you're looking to buy or sell a home or interested in a career in real estate, email our buddy Roy at cbhsr.com or give him a call, 414-235-0763. We'd love to be your go-to for all your real estate needs. And I said we instead of them this time because I feel like
you and Roy, you're like
yeah,
family.
we're like buddies. Who are we here with? We got a special guest today in the studio. We're here with Mr. Cameron James.
Thank you very much.
First, before we get started, you added the Mr. on there.
I did.
Yeah?
Excuse me, my friends. I had a show last night, and it was one hell of a night, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Voice is a little rough today.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I added the Mr., my friends, simply because the Mr. itself separates me worldwide.
Okay.
There's two Cameron James, unfortunately, signed to record labels.
Ah, okay.
So those jerks beat me to the punch.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and that's it. So you type in Mr. MR.CAM, and I'll pop up worldwide. As far as
did a similar thing.
Uncle Tom, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I worked with a guy who was a head chef at the Norbert downtown West Bend. Phenomenal restaurant. I get to wait for it. And he's like, you got to call yourself something different, buddy. I was like, I can't, I want to stay true to it.
Okay.
James is my father. It's also my middle name.
Yeah.
My dad always said he wished that he pursued his art career. So here we are.
Oh, okay, so it's almost a tribute.
Absolutely. So I just couldn't ditch it. It meant too much to me. Put a little mystery on there, and the rest is history.
Our marketing guy. We both have marketing people. He did suggest that I stop with the Uncle Tom. And he's like...
He also said dial back on the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, dial back on the Hulk Hogan, and maybe don't be Uncle Tom. I'm like... Didn't you ever hear the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin? I'm like, sounds awesome. What's it about? Where were they hunting?
I love cabins. Is that up north?
Yeah. I love cabins. No, it's a really bad book. You shouldn't be Uncle Tom. I didn't pick my name. I guess I did.
I'd like to call you Uncle Tom if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he has... How many... You have a niece? You have multiple nieces?
I have 6 nieces, a nephew, and a great-nephew.
Yeah, but your one niece, you were still in, kindergarten.
Yeah.
She's almost our age.
I brought her to show and tell.
Yeah.
Look, I'm Uncle Tom. I'm Uncle Tom. So you're probably noticing the beard, and we're going to give you our bear hunting update. That's where I was, and out of the loop. I was getting your guys' messages, but I could not send them to you. That's how far up north we went to go bear hunting, and when it's hunting, I have a stereotype, a good luck superstition. You got to have a beard, and then we just.
So you call that a beard?
It's what I could grow in a week, man. Some people can't grow this in a year.
Yeah, I am some people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just enough of a beard to be irritating.
Well, we drove 5 hours to get back today, and I'm like, I got to write a show or shave the beard.
I like your choice.
Yeah, I'll write a show and get some stories. So that's why we're going to be a little off the cuff today. So bear hunting. There's 2 types of bear hunting, baiting and dog hunting. And I do the baiting because I don't think it's cool to have your dogs basically get the bear and you just walk up and shoot.
That is lamer.
That is lamer. Okay. So baiting for a month to get bears to know that there's going to be a constant source of food here. So you at least have a chance of seeing them in the woods. And you remember all the rain last week?
Yeah.
We got to the woods and our apples are floating. It's so deep in the woods. Nothing was there. Nothing came through. We were just killing time.
That's why you should have been hunting the way I thought you were going to go hunting. I've given him shit on the podcast before.
A bear.
Okay.
I envisioned
me putting
it's
a
the
knife
movie
in my
Predator,
teeth.
and you're the predator, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is the bear, right?
Okay.
You're going to be in the treetops, stalking them, watching them for a few days, picking off the other bears one by one.
Unfortunately, humans don't have basically any evolutionary advantages besides a brain. We don't have claws, venom, good smell, good hearing. So we can't sneak up on a bear. So I will have the beard gone by next week.
At least we're balanced out today.
Yeah. You call that a beard. Thank you. So we are going to be doing a Halloween special. You're welcome to come and be part of it.
I would love to. Thank you.
Did I tell you what our Halloween special is?
We had brainstormed a few things. I don't know what the official decision was.
The official decision is not going to be a party with the comedians. But
Okay.
Nate Ford and myself are going to write like an old-timey radio skit.
Yes,
not
we
like,
had talked about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
not like...
like inspired by War of the Worlds kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Or what is the Adventure Time?
The Thrilling Adventure
Yeah,
Hour.
Adventure
Yes.
Hour.
So we're going to have a show planned out that we're going to write, and it's going to be a comedy. And we're going to need people to fill all the voices.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be cool.
So if you guys kind of want to know what my brainstorm is, should I tease it a little?
Just give us the premise, maybe.
A therapy session for all of the Universal monsters that hate Halloween.
The Universal Movie Monsters.
Universal movie monsters.
Okay.
Which I was going to ask you, is Creature of the Black Lagoon a Universal monster?
I don't know. I would have to look it up, but I would definitely say that's like the golden age of
King
horror
Kong's a
movies.
movie monster?
I
Yeah.
hope so. Yeah.
I mean,
But then-
I wouldn't say Universal Movie Monster. I'd say like
A
I'd have to
Universal
look it
monster?
up. The traditional. Old
Well, I figured
school.
our audience we call the universe, so...
That's
I'm
why I
like,
got
you know,
confused. I'm like, what? Huh?
Universal monster.
I already
So,
picked out who Mark has to play.
Okay.
Don't.
Dracula. He's a Universal monster.
Dracula.
Yes.
There you go. You got the voice down.
I was
One.
thinking, Yeti or Bigfoot. My
You
hairy.
could do that. You could throw that in there.
But how do we have Bigfoot and King Kong?
Well, you could have all the movie monsters complaining, and then you could also have like the newer, cooler monsters like Yeti and
all right. This is for not live on.
yeah. We're just brainstorming. We're
just
thinking out loud.
brainstorming. So today, not opening day. It happened Thursday, but football season's back. Yay.
Yeah, hot dog. Go Packers.
Go
So-
Packers.
We're doing this before the Packer game.
Yeah, we record on
so-
Sunday, so we are all excited for the inevitable victory. Last time we talked about football was the Super Bowl, and we're all like, Patriots all day, foregone conclusion, and they lost.
I may have lost $50 or actually $100. I was pretty upset. Yeah.
He's a big Patriots fan.
I lost 2 fistfuls of hair by the root. How much do you think the typical NFL cheerleader makes?
Cheerleader.
That is a great question. I bet they give her or him $30,000.
$50 to $75 a game.
That's it.
Huh.
That is it. So if you get signed for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders,
So is that
You're
even a
just doing it
contract, or
for
is
a
that just an
career
open
move.
casting call?
that's. I don't know if they keep them all the time, but you're looking to put this on a resume
Yes.
for your next move.
But the NFL, they're kind of jerks. Because, like, for example, the Super Bowl halftime show,
Yeah.
they want people to pay them to perform on the Super Bowl halftime show. At least that's what it was a couple years ago. I don't know if they fixed that.
Yeah, like the
Turned it
dancers on the field and such.
No, like, they wanted Katy Perry or whoever to pay the NFL for the ability to go and perform because it's such a
Yeah,
big stage and all
that's
that.
not how that works. in my
Yeah, and
opinion.
I'm like, no, you should be paying the artist. At the
Yeah.
very least, you could maybe talk him into doing it for free. But make them pay you? Come on, NFL.
Yeah, that's a little.
I can't believe that. That's wild.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But, if you get inevitably spit out the end of the fashion industry and have to do porn, you can say, I get a little more money because I was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if you are a cheerleader, what's your day job, you think?
Hooters.
Well, they could be a proper model. They could be a dancer of some sort, even like a ballerina or something. Because dancer bodies is pretty much what you want for a cheerleader body. Incredible shape.
Or they could be an accountant.
Yeah, that's
They
too.
could be, Molly. Good.
They could have
Thanks for
college
bringing that up.
degrees, and they could be
They're
CPAs.
just doing it to do it.
They just like to dance.
So, all right. I didn't know this sucked. Burt Reynolds died.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, I actually, so I have antenna TV as I am loaded with financial. I'm rich, obviously, and
Yeah.
so Johnny Carson's on real late at night.
Yeah.
I've been watching old Johnny Carson like crazy.
Yeah.
They showed 2 Burt Reynolds episodes back to back. It's pretty cool. One was from '82 and one was from '92.
Nice.
What a guy, huh?
Yeah. He was supposed to make a movie with Quentin Tarantino like this year or next year.
Oh.
So, I mean, that movie's still happening, but now they're going to have to cast someone else.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to that because I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about Burt Reynolds. Obviously, I know who he is, but I haven't seen like all his movies. I haven't seen Gator or
Yeah.
any of the other ones. I saw him on Archer, which was awesome.
Well, Facebook is now apologizing for taking off his nude pictures. He did like nude pictures for it. They weren't nude, but he was naked in them.
Well, there's the famous picture at the Safe House. Have you been to the Safe House in Milwaukee?
I have not, no.
I've been told in the ladies' room there's a giant picture of Burt Reynolds with a big heart over his central lower region,
the old ham
and there's like
sandwich.
a button,
Yes.
and
there
you
is.
press it, and an alarm goes off in the whole restaurant.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to press it to see what it does, right?
That's fantastic.
So you'll be eating your dinner, you'll woo, woo, and it's the Burt Reynolds button.
Yeah, you're not getting Jake and the twins, but Facebook's like algorithms that they use to make sure nude pictures don't get on there took them off.
Even if they're tastefully covered.
And
That's-
so their algorithms that they use kind of
It doesn't seem to be in keeping with what I would think Burt Reynolds would want.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was. That's just it too. In the Johnny Carson shows, he was very humorous.
Yeah.
just like you just have to see it. He's changed over the years, but he's mellowed out. Actually, he was
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Very cool. Yeah, I cut the cable 2 years ago, so yeah, I'm all antenna TV and Netflix and YouTube,
Yeah,
basically. You don't realize how much you don't miss cable.
for real. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was like a drug. I was like addicted to it, and then as soon as I got it out of my system, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm addicted to channel scrolling. I'll just
Yeah.
never pick it, especially if it's like Charter where you have the menu. I'll just
Mhm.
look at 1,000 channels and never pick one.
He does that.
Well, I
I
bought a
did that.
TiVo, so I have that for over-the-air television.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to have a DVR,
Yeah.
so I could, for example, record the Packer game if I'm here and I'm going to miss it or something, or I'm at a dinner
Okay.
event.
I hated when satellite first came out because I wanted it because I'm like 700 channels. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But you can't channel flip because it's got to load.
It takes a second.
It takes a second. This is not right. I'm not getting what I want here.
That's
No
the
satisfaction.
second version of hell right there.
Yeah. Now the sun's out and I can't watch TV.
Yeah.
It's old.
Plus 700 channels. You're not going to loop back in time by the end of that commercial break.
Yeah. Yeah. So that sucks, but we could have tribute to Burt Reynolds show.
We could.
But
We could review one of his movies.
oh, that would be a nice tribute to Burt Reynolds.
Another podcast we do is Movies with Mark, where I pick a random movie or someone recommends one on Netflix or Amazon Prime. We just did one for Amazon Prime. And we just review it and talk about it for 15 minutes.
Nice.
It's actually one of my favorite parts of the podcast. No offense, Tom.
That's okay. Oh, when we were talking in the car, Molly was asking me, well, which monster are you going to play? I'm going to be like, I'm going to be the host therapist. You think I'm not writing the most lines for myself?
That's fine with me, guy.
Jeez, of course I'm going to be talking the most.
Are you going to want me to
Everybody else gets their
rehearse?
lines. I don't know if we should do a rehearsal.
No.
Maybe not as a group,
Yeah,
but give everybody their lines ahead of time.
yeah, that'll work. So the local event, you got German Fest is pissed.
German Fest?
Oktoberfest is pissed.
Oktoberfest.
What? How many parties do we throw for the Germans? I don't know.
Well, it's September, which is Oktoberfest season,
Mhm.
because Cedarburg does their Oktoberfest in October, which I was like, no, that's wrong. But I read an article.
German Fest is August. though.
German Fest is August, but Oktoberfest is September.
So we're just lining them up till basically Christmas is German anyway.
Yeah.
So
Bam, bam,
they
bam.
getting all these holidays.
But I read an article. I think it was in the Sun or some British newspaper about all the Germans were angry because of the British tourists who are going to Oktoberfest. They're not wearing the classy dirndl. They're wearing the Halloween Express version of the
Yeah.
dirndl, which is even more low cut and made out of the cheapest fabric you could imagine.
Yeah,
And it's ruining the wholesome, good-natured fun
that German people need.
of Oktoberfest.
What is this world coming to?
I know.
Well, have you ever been to Oktoberfest?
I have not.
I have not either. It's one of my things that I want to do in my life.
The real one.
The real one,
That's
yeah,
what
in
I was
Germany,
hoping you
where
were thinking,
yeah, just
yeah.
giant long
Where the
tables
ladies
and
can
people just
carry
drinking all day.
40 beers that are all
Yes,
6 pounds each.
Yeah.
They're like hulked out
Yeah. in
that-
their dirndls.
in their dirndls. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I was I believe I can't recall if it's England or something, but one of the soccer teams, whenever they score a goal, everybody throws all their beer up into the air, and it's like that is just a waste of beer.
Yeah, I don't want to go to that party.
I would bring an empty glass, and then every goal I would just run around and try and fill it up.
Right.
You know,
Well, what if you get your beer full, your $12 beer, and then they just score a goal? It's like, no.
yeah,
I'll throw the little bit if there was this much left, but I'm not throwing the full thing.
just flick a little foam everywhere.
Oh, man.
Do they charge obscene amounts for beer at soccer games?
I believe so. Why
Okay.
wouldn't they?
Maybe they do things differently in Europe. I don't know.
Nope, they give it away for free there.
They have siesta in the middle of the day. They're smarter over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well, the other local event I wanted to say, it's not really a local event, but it's an important warning because
A public service announcement.
the Lake Michigan's in a pissy mood right now, and it's having really big tide swings and
Yes.
currents.
I've heard horror stories. I think there are some people who died who went swimming. Kids went swimming, got too cocky, got in the water, and because of all this crazy weather, I don't know if their bodies were ever even found.
Well, you don't think of it. You think we don't have to watch for rip currents in a lake.
You think it's the wave pool at Noah's Ark or something?
Yeah, I can just leave my kids, and all of a sudden they're way out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be careful, and just I see people surfing on Lake Michigan. I've seen
Really?
surfing.
Huh.
I'm like, okay, this is a big freaking lake.
You ever watch the Polar Bears?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
The Polar Bear Club?
No.
Where it's like middle of winter or whatever?
Yep.
And they strip down to like Speedos and they all go running in Lake Michigan
That
in the
sounds
freezing
stupid.
weather.
That's,
Yeah.
Lake Michigan is cold enough in the summer.
that's how you get sick, right? I mean,
You get about
that's-
maybe a week you can tolerate Lake Michigan.
yeah.
Because the end of August, early September, if it's hot out, not cold. So, but I have a funny, speaking of cold water, Lake Michigan story.
Yeah.
All right. So it is July 3rd, the Big Bang. And I may have had a few beers or whatever. And
Allegedly.
It is Wisconsin.
allegedly. So I'm hanging out with this chick, and I'm like, you know what would be a great idea? The fireworks are going off. We could totally, I was like half-ass joking, we could totally skinny dip and nobody would see us. Everybody's looking up. And she was like, okay. I'm like, what? I didn't
Wait, what?
What? I was joking unless you said yes. So now I got to do it. So
So we just wandered into a gold mine.
yeah, we pull the car over and we run out skinny dipping, and she chickens out and goes in bra and underwear, but I didn't get the memo in time.
Was this Lakeshore Drive?
Oh,
Or were
Lakeshore
you-
Drive.
Okay.
Okay. So what, and another thing I didn't realize is I should have prepped my prep work, like know that Lakeshore Drive, even if I kept running, and the cold water doesn't help a guy out at all.
It's not flattering.
It is not flattering for a guy. I must
Retreat.
have been 150 yards out, and the water still wasn't up to my knees. I did not know the landscape. I wasn't prepared for this because I'm trying to okay, now I'm out of breath, and I am way out there. Should I just swim to Michigan? That's one option. So I laid back, not proud looking, like, hey, what the fuck, man? Just pissed, These people aren't even looking. Nobody gives a shit.
So did anyone notice?
We didn't get in any trouble or anything.
Okay.
It never crossed your mind to go in the water, even though it was only 2 feet tall.
You
Just
could
wouldn't
sit.
go. It was just the proper water length that you needed to high knee it to.
Yeah.
Blood short length.
Yeah. So
The helicopter cut.
at that time, I was praying for the rip current to
Yeah.
just take me away.
Yeah.
Crap. This ain't going well. So, all right. I think we can save some stories for the bonus here because, like I said, I don't have as many as I normally do. So let's get on with some interview. Interview here with Mr. Cameron James.
Hey.
All right. So let's describe what you do here right off the bat. Let's get everybody getting to know you.
Well, ever since I was a kid, I had a lifelong dream of becoming a musician. That's my goal. I would like to just simply make a living off of my music.
Okay.
You
So
know-
you said your father was an artist too. Was he a musician or a...
He never professionally played. He was big into painting and drawing, and he introduced me to guitar too. He always played guitar itself, so
Okay.
I think I got a guitar around 9 or 10 years old, and
Probably about your dad's age. Just every band played guitar at that,
yeah.
that time.
So that's how it all started, and essentially what I'm just looking to do is tour. I've been working on a record for about 2 to 2.5 years now.
Yeah, when I was listening to you, you said you just released something in 2016. Did you release them in one at a time or a whole?
Yeah, I've released 3 singles so far. In this day and age, it's a whole new realm of, years. Nobody really wants an album anymore, which drives me nuts. So the singles are the best way to get. I just thought I should release a few songs and let people know I'm actually alive. I'm doing this.
Okay.
I could talk and talk and talk, and people will think you're full of it, and
Yeah.
so I figured I should start showing the world that I'm actually doing something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the idea. Once the record's done, I'm gonna continue to develop the team and find an agent. Hope to God that we can make a living.
Play more than the guitar at all?
Yeah, I do. The record I'm working on is a full band production, essentially. So we
All
use
by you?
yeah, we use a lot of MIDI. My sound engineer, he helps me out too. He was in the last band that I had essentially formed from the original songs I write.
Okay.
So that's kind of if you check it out, Mr. Cameron James is on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Google Music,
Nice.
200 plus websites worldwide.
Is it all original music? Do you have any covers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When I do play live shows, I'll cover renditions of songs, and I'll make sure I screw them up so you look twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to do that. Basically.
I always have a question for our artist friends: is how do you deal with the screw ups on stage? If you're doing your own stuff, how do they know it wasn't meant to be?
Yeah, that's just it too. It's very entertaining watching different calibers of artists.
Okay.
Last night there was I got to play the Fallen Festival last night in Beaver Dam.
Yep.
A great collection of cover bands and some younger kids, some older folks.
Nice.
I started when I was 14. So yeah, I've fallen off the stage. I've bled on stage. I have you name it. I've been thrown off the stage. I've been kicked out of the venue before. Like, it's been one hell of a ride since
Awesome.
I've been
Nice.
playing live since I was 14. So how do you cover that up? You just act like nothing happened.
Just act,
That's exactly it. Yeah.
just play through it.
You don't make funny faces is another one I used to do. I'd screw up and just make the worst. Yeah.
Like a jazz.
Wah,
performance.
wah.
Yeah. Just it's pretty. You like you're looking at the audience like, yep, this guy right here just screwed the big one. So you just.
But
Just
most people
pretend it didn't
aren't
happen.
music aficionados. They're more like me, who I like music, but I don't know how to sight read or anything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't pick up on small little weird things.
Well, the beauty is I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read music. I don't have no music theory.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm doing. It's all subconscious.
So you don't when you're writing music, you don't. How do you compose it?
It's
You
just by ear, my memory, and then I'll record it itself.
okay.
That is impressive.
I have a little digital 8-track that I start with, and that's where I'll lay down all the ideas with a little crappy $100 keyboard, tapping the drums and such, and then we'll bring it into the Mammy Jammy studio and bring it to life with what you hear on all Spotify and such. So
Very cool.
So you're making your melodies. Do you just randomly hit shit, and then you went, that sounded cool.
it just, I don't know, it just comes out,
Yeah.
I don't have really a method of writing. Sometimes I write the lyrics first. I can write lyrics like a monster, like a machine, and then I'll put the guitar to it. 2 days ago, I wrote a song. I wrote the guitar first, and then I wrote the lyrics to it. So there's no method of madness for me. It's
Okay.
whatever happens, happens. And the songs.
That's hard for people to understand because my brain doesn't work like a guitar playing musician.
Yeah. And to go back to the live performance, too, you're always your own worst critic.
Mhm.
I'd give my performance a 7 out of 10 yesterday.
Yeah.
In return, I got invited back. I guess the buzz was insane. Like, it goes on and on. I broke into Beaver Dam now. Like,
Okay.
you just always feel worse than what's happening. You guys would never know I screwed up unless I told you. So it blows me away. What's going on up here? I don't
Mhm.
think goes on
Yeah.
outside of in the real world.
Now, the Fallen Festival was for people who lost loved ones.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was a great opportunity
Yeah.
for everybody to come together. It was from noon to midnight event essentially, where
Wow.
2 stages didn't compete either. So when the one stage was done, everybody would go to the next one, and there was a memory board there. You could take pictures and post them up of your loved ones and such.
Yeah.
There was raffles. It was a great night.
So with 2 stages is basically nonstop music until the
Yeah.
entire thing.
Absolutely.
Nice.
The last band was the Dixie Duncan Band. They just renamed the Tragedy Strategy.
Okay.
And it just blew me out of the water. Dixie Duncan, he's got high accolades in my opinion. I look up to the guy, so it's thrilling to be able to share the same event with him essentially.
Yeah.
So other than Dixie Duncan and your father, what are some of your other musical influences?
When I was, I'd say right around middle school, 6th grade is when I started diving into a little darker side of life.
Okay.
Like listening to more rock music and such. My sister grew up with, Backstreet Boys, O-Town, like we all
Yeah.
kind of did in the 90s, right? So I made that I always listened to her CDs, before 5th grade. Hendrix, of course, too, but
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. But about 6th grade on, I really got into Ozzy, Linkin Park, more of the new rock, metal kind of such like that. And that's where I took off from
Yeah.
there.
I went through a corn phase.
Yeah. I just saw them not too long ago, actually. They're okay. Yeah, they're all right.
Haven't aged well.
They're actually, it is what it is. So,
Well said.
hey, they're still doing it.
Yeah, living the dream.
Good for them, yeah.
So you must have been influenced by. You said you record on an 8-track. That doesn't.
It's actually not exactly what you would think. It's
Okay.
still called an 8-track these days. It's a digital 8-track, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Okay.
It has a little built-in CD burner. $800 machine gifted to me by my pops one day. He just buys things and never uses them.
So yeah, it's not the stereo from your first car back in high school.
No, not at all.
How do you-
That's what a lot of people think. Yeah, cut. No, not at all. Yeah.
Have you ever done like competitions? Because you have a pretty awesome voice.
Well, thank you. No, I've been in 2 Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
For the first, when I was 14 years old in high school, I started my first band. We were called Fallen Saphira. We played the rave a couple times. It was fun being a young kid opening up.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started screaming, the whole crowd would be like, "How is this kid even making these noises? This is unbelievable." Should we get him mental help? What is the issue here? So as far as competitions go, I got to do the first ever Battle of the Bands at West Bend West High School. And it's kind of funny. Andy Weber from Whiskey of the Damned was also side by side in his band. He was in a pop band called Oct 29. My metal band, Fallen Saphira, unfortunately took second place.
Okay.
We lost by 2 points. Now, it's kind of funny because years later we played the county fair, same 2 bands, but while I was in a band called Skylines, a new metal band, and lost. Well, so here's the deal. Same Oct 29, they're great. They're like a pop band. They're well received no matter what. Here's me beating myself with a microphone and screaming, and I wish that was a joke. And the shows were very, very intense. And we got disqualified from the show. We broke every single rule we could. Unintentionally.
What are some of what you can't swear? What are
Bite
some of the
heads
rules?
off bats.
It was that was the only thing we didn't do, actually. It was run by like STAN, Students Against Drugs or something, and so essentially you had to be under 21. 2 or 3 of our members were over 20. There was like many rules, so I know 5 for sure. 2 or 3 of our band members were over 21. We had to keep it under 30 minutes, I believe. That's including setup and breakdown. We exceeded that.
Yeah.
Couldn't have mosh pits. Well, we're a metal band. I can't stop people.
Yeah.
Couldn't swear. My foul mouth tried so hard, and I said one where I was like, "No way, man, there's not a." And
I said frick. I said frick.
No fucking way.
It was just out of this world. She's like, "Yeah, technically you're disqualified, but we liked it so much, you lost by 2 points. Here's second place."
Nice.
So we won $250.
Sweet.
Awesome.
That was one of the most metal moments of my life at that point.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I heard a story that Eric Clapton, I believe it was Eric Clapton. Damn it, I hate when I don't have stories. No, it was Rod Stewart. Okay, Rod Stewart. One birthday, his wife bought him, like, singing lessons. He's like, get the fuck out of here, I'm Rod Stewart. But he said that evolved his career so much. Would you ever consider, like just seeing that this happened, maybe I could benefit from music lessons, even though
Absolutely. My entire life I've offered to help people out.
I meant
I'll teach you a few things, Tom.
I meant would you benefit from
right now.
like coming to this studio and learning from a proper musician how to write music, how to do anything? You think that might be
Absolutely.
something you would have?
A lot of people have been telling me I should learn music theory. And then I also hear the flip side too. Those who know music theory stay too much in the confines of the structure, and I'm gifted with the way I create things.
Yeah, more outside the box, less conventional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely. I took 2 music lessons only to learn my guitar when I was like 10. Who knows what age I was? Life's a blur when you live it fast. And after 2 lessons, I was like, all right, I'm not here to learn Ode to Joy. I'm here to learn, songs that I want to play. So I quit, and the rest is history. Here we are.
Yeah.
I taught myself.
Yeah.
I would like to learn how to write music, though.
I had one piano lesson because I was going to learn piano, and they were teaching me Tweet Tweet, Little Bird.
Yeah.
I got negative tattoos and dripping suns coming off my body. I'm not playing What'd you learn today?
God, we got a piano in this room. You tell me you could have been playing Tweet Tweet this whole time? That could have been our intro song.
Damn it!
Unbelievable.
No, I drank those memories way long ago. But yeah, so you're looking to do this full time, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody's looking to make it. How are you managing obligations between work? Like you have
A day job?
a day job
I do, believe it or not.
And-
I'm surprised too. No,
family and friend obligations, but you still have to put in the time.
well, I'm a night owl, first of all.
Okay.
So I work at the Norbert, which is a downtown restaurant in West Bend. It's just phenomenal. It's a tapas style restaurant. The hours are roughly 3 to midnight at the latest.
Okay.
So I have all day in order to work.
Yeah.
Generally don't go to bed till 6 in the morning. I'll go after work to my shop and write and record or just hang out and use their internet and create flyers. Essentially, I make all the time at night to create my music and such and spend the day in order to handle all my business and pay bills and whatever you got to do,
Sleep is an obligation when you do
Believe
that.
it or not, yeah. I run about 5 or 6 and we're good to go.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. So you had a story about the shutdown of something that you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So about 7 to 8 months ago, thanks to a marketing team I teamed up with, Cutting Edge Digital comes out to all of my shows, nearly all of my shows, when available. It's run by one man at the moment. He's got a team around him to edit video, just such like what we're doing. And so he'll come out and he'll stream all of the shows on Facebook Live, essentially worldwide.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago, for the first time ever in about 7 to 8 months, we now know we're reaching international heights. As Sony Music shut us down within 50 seconds of the stream. Less than 5 minutes went by. UGM shut us down.
I wonder if they just have like their Shazam app up on everything that's going on in the internet.
Yeah, it blew me away. It reminded me of I felt much like when I was at the county fair and broke all the rules and still won. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt like that this time too. I was like, man, we're reaching Australia and they don't want to hear us right now.
But at least we got there.
Yeah. Australia. It said Australia, New Zealand. I know it was Sony and UGM shut us down. Those are the companies that own whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's simply because you can't play a boombox before you actually play your show. I go to the rave and you see they're always playing music before the show. Well, they must own that damn music or something because who knows what
they're
the
not
deal is.
Broadcasting it. So if
that could be
if
it
it's
too.
just a show and there's no streaming of any kind, how's Sony gonna know you're playing whatever?
Yeah.
So
well, there's that. So I felt pretty great about it. Luckily, the next stream we did that wasn't a complication. So we're back.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're sorry.
I apologize.
Well, all that rights stuff is weird. My wife used to work at a coffee shop where they would play music just in the background. And there were certain, they had to pay a service just for the right to play their own personal CDs.
Yeah.
Just to make sure they were legally playing the ball or whatever.
Yeah, with the ham sandwich.
Music rights is all sorts of bizarre because the company they're paying has no idea what weird Peruvian flute band they're playing, but they're still paying for these rights. Yeah,
it's very expensive too. What I'm finding out too, you know it firsthand. So that's why I would more than be willing to, for free, obviously, help you out with some music.
All right, that is, I have a blood contract here.
Yeah,
we have that on the record.
Or if you need me, I would rather draw it myself if that's
that's whatever. Yeah. So. You said you were doing music exercises when you were coming over here for your voice. Where did you learn to do those?
Well, thanks to my pops. As a music, you don't get into music for the money. It might come, it might not. Luckily, it's starting to pan out.
Okay.
Years ago, he helped me invest in DVD series, essentially. His name is Ken Tamplin. I believe he's Sammy Hagar's cousin. I could be wrong. So he has put out a series online, Ken Tamplin's Music Academy. Mm-hmm. It's a DVD series you can watch. There's an audio set too. So I do a 30-minute exercise that helps develop your voice. And it really grows you into a monster. In 2 to 3 months, if you stick to it 4 to 5 days a week, anybody can learn how to sing unless you're tone deaf. I don't know about that part, but I still believe anybody can sing.
I'm just thinking, could you teach Molly to not sound like Edith Bunker when she's yelling at me?
we could work on that.
Maybe don't make me yell at you.
Make her sound like Christina Aguilera when she's yelling at Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Give her a British accent.
Yeah. The exercises, though, they're absolutely pertinent. They, in my opinion, it's like the next level. You don't want to damage your voice. Your voice is a muscle, so the 30-minute exercise opens me up. Depending on how the night went, the show before last night was it was fun. A little screaming and yelling, thus the rasp today. But it'll open you up. It'll clear you up. And
you didn't meddle out on these people that were like bereaving, did you?
Oh, I can't. It was an interesting night. That's all I can tell you.
I'd have been there crying with a picture of my bird. North is greater than all you fuckers here. And this guy's yelling at me.
They were raffling off sausages yesterday. During, it was 4 p.m. This is when all the kids are running
Wisconsin,
around.
You can't have anything without a meat raffle.
It was pretty entertaining, though. It was like, does anybody want to come pick up the sausage? You can just add more jokes in.
Your sausage is available over in the big tent.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Oh, Molly turned the volume down on my stuff. Yeah.
I did not.
So you say you only need to practice for an hour or half hour?
I like to do a half an hour warm up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different routines. You'll flutter your lips. You'll hold a candle essentially about an inch in front of your face, which is step one. And you'll flutter your lips like that in a scale. And that'll get your brain to recognize the volume at which you should sing. Step two is you'll stick your tongue out like a round ball, so it feels like somebody jammed a golf ball down your throat. And you'll hold that, and you'll do a scale up and down to settle down, all right? and then the rest is all.
Teach Molly how to swallow a golf ball.
Oh man, I knew that was coming. I used to say something a little different, so we'll clean her up here. Yeah.
I think it was Molly could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's a vocal exercise, actually.
Yeah.
And then the ahs and the e's and the oohs, and that's it. 30 minutes later, you should feel pretty confident to sing. It just opens your voice up. It's an operatic technique which allows you to sing pretty much anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is a hard question for us too, but it kind of, like you were saying, we're starting to take off. How are you seeing it besides the other countries that you're taking off now? That it's actually cool. Yeah, this could work.
People come out of the woodwork, honestly. It's very, very slowly picking up now. I am now being offered shows. The show I got yesterday, I was offered from Dixie Duncan personally, which just blows me out of the water. This guy's a talent among, the best of the best. So that's one sign right there. I live in West Bend, and I can't even go out and just buy a damn milk without somebody saying something now.
Yeah.
Which is great and kind of scary at the same time.
I just want my damn milk.
Just getting a little tiny taste of how it's going to be when things work out, because I strongly believe this is going to work out now.
Yeah.
Never give up, and I'm around really, really good people.
Never forget us.
So, that's basically it, man. It's slowly snowballing. Shows are being offered now from people I don't know. I'm hearing people come up to me saying, oh, well, you're really making it now or something. They have this idea that things are even farther than they are right now, but I can just feel it inside and see how shows are developing externally. And thanks for inviting me to this, too. This is kind of exciting to be at, too.
Thanks for coming.
We're hoping to mooch off your popularity.
Hey, you got it. I think if nothing else, we'll work together.
Yeah, that's how it works. We actually ran into a stranger that I was talking to, because when you smoke, you always run into people who smoke.
Yeah.
And I told him I do a podcast when he asked me what I do. And I told him the name, and he's like, yeah, I know you. I was listening to this episode, and you were talking about, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
Was that your dad?
No, I didn't know the guy from Adam. I think it was a construction guy, maybe. I don't know, but
all right.
Wow, some dude just... Because podcasting is a niche in general, but you got to be, in the podcasting world and a niche inside a smaller group.
Yeah.
But we're growing as podcasting is growing, too, because now it's getting bigger.
Absolutely.
And you notice that because you see every D-list celebrity has their own podcast. Now they found out you can make money and people will listen. But what it really boils down to is people can wear earbuds at work.
Yeah.
And it takes their mind off the monotony. This is free. It's kind of funny sometimes. I don't have to pay attention, but I can. And
or if you're driving somewhere.
Yeah. I'm thrilled, honestly. I've never shamefully listened to a podcast in my life. So to
Yeah.
be on one, this is the best way to start, if you ask me.
There you go.
I appreciate
Excellent.
it. Don't want to be too full of myself, but yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. Excellent. So where are you going next? What are we doing next year?
Wednesday, I have a show, just local town in West Bend here, and well, we're in Grafton, but in West Bend, and so it's a place called the Orenda. So I'll just put on a 2-hour performance there.
We had Tina G on the show who performed at the Orenda.
Okay,
I don't know if you know her.
I do not know.
No.
Was she artist from Nashville? Was it? I know somebody came down
She's
from
from
Nashville.
Texas.
Oh, was it? That's Texas? Yeah,
Yeah.
Nashville, Texas.
She was on the podcast.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in a big lesbian hip hop band that got pretty big for a while.
Interesting. Called Hide the Sausage.
Yeah.
It's called Goddess and She.
Goddess and She.
That's a lot
Mark,
better.
you weren't here for that
I
one.
was not here for that one. No. I was
She was very good.
about to say, I remember
Well,
a
I think now
lesbian
that
pop
the Orenda,
musician.
that's how we found out of you, I believe, was through
okay.
that.
Cool.
So I think, when they have musicians come through, sometimes they're only going to play like Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I don't see it on their webpage until the day before, so
Right.
shoot them an email, and it's like, Mark can't really make it on the fly.
Yeah,
that
last
quick.
minute stuff, yeah.
But we have other, like, comedians, professional
A
comedians.
stable of co-hosts.
A stable of co-hosts that help, too, at times.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
sometimes, I don't know, keeping the schedule is hard.
Yeah, Katie Peters runs the Orenda, and actually, I started bringing music in there. She had just opened up the bar and said, "Hey, I would be interested in getting music, going." I gave her a deal, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Now
Yeah.
she's whittling me out because she wants variety. So I'll play like once a month there, I think, in the future, and I'll be there this Wednesday from roughly 8 to 10.
All right.
If we get real saucy and excited, we play well beyond 10. So don't be afraid if you think it's 10 p.m. Come on out
It's
anyways.
a cute little place.
Yeah.
I've been there.
It's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all adults that can drink, so we don't have school nights. You
Yeah.
can go out at 10 p.m. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching Futurama at 1 in the morning anyway. Why
Yeah.
not come home and just go to bed at 1 in the morning?
Right.
And have, a good time. Well, excellent. Where can we get a hold of your music if we want to buy some?
I would love it if you purchased it.
Yeah.
I to me, it's all about sharing. I've given away almost 120 shirts for free. I sold barely any. I've been handing out stickers, got custom picks. As far as the songs go, I wanted people to have them, so I released 3 songs on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Google Music are some of the more popular ones. Deezer, I saw I'm on websites I don't even know of.
So are we.
iHeartRadio, yeah, that's how it works. So it's
Just picks up the feed.
I would prefer if you bought it off Amazon because I get 64 cents a song then.
Excellent.
Or
Good to
CD
know.
Baby is another one. I released
Yeah.
it through CD Baby.
You can use the link on our website to buy that song.
Yeah,
On Amazon, and then we get 10% of 64 cents.
Yeah. So heavy metal. I just want you to hear the damn song. So you're welcome to just type in Mr. Cameron James and go from there, my friends.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do actually, but it's just I don't have videos.
Okay.
There's maybe 1 or 2 of a performance from Summerfest a
Okay.
couple years ago. There's a few performances from people who filmed the shows out somewhere somehow.
Excellent. And we are going to get in contact with you about writing a new theme song for the show.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Sorry, Alex.
Sorry, Alex, but your iPhone song, it was great, but we've moved up a level.
Alex, I'm not sorry.
Well, he recorded that on his phone
Yeah.
in his den.
Without a
whatever.
shirt, too. I got the video.
I will keep my clothes on during
Oh,
it.
no, you don't have to. I'm seeing it all. But
I'll just play you the recording. I was naked during this recording.
For a couple of steaks, we'll just slap them together randomly.
do you have any questions for me coming in today?
Maybe for the bonus material.
Okay, well then, I think we've gone about an hour, hey Mal? Little less. What, should we wrap it up, or?
Did we start? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not quite an hour, but we can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's start wrapping it up. Well, thank you very much, Cameron James, for
Thank you for having me, my friend.
Jeff.
Both of you, I appreciate it.
Oh, it was awesome. So let's do a couple reads here, Mark. Let's pay some
Sure.
bills ourselves.
Do you want me to go first?
Well, make sure you go on our Amazon page. You want to buy some music because, he wants you to have it for free, but you can also tip him. I'm sure you have a donate button on your website, MrCameronJames.com.
I do not, but you're more than welcome to come to the shows and fill up the old tip jar.
There you go.
That would be excellent.
This
Molly,
Wednesday.
set him up with a donate button connected to his PayPal. It takes 5 minutes, and
That would be lovely. Yeah.
there you go.
Anything is appreciated.
Yes, it is appreciated. So go to our webpage. Click the Amazon
Apprecion.
link.
That's a new word, Apprecion.
Yeah.
Apprecion.
That's a metal band we're starting.
I'm reading Patreon,
Yeah.
and I said Apprecion.
We are Apprecion.
Yeah, but now you can go to our Patreon page. You get extra bonus material. Molly, what do they all get for being a Patreon?
You put me on the spot.
They get a bumper
They get-
sticker
They get a
For $5.
bumper sticker if they
at the $5 mark.
at the
That's
$5 mark.
So if you donate $1 in 5 months, I'll mail you a bumper sticker.
Otherwise, I'm also releasing the video of our movie reviews on Patreon. I'm not really putting those on YouTube anymore. So if you want to see us doing the reviews, Patreon's where it's at, and I'll release the audio a little early on those as well.
And
And we do a video of the bonus material on Patreon too.
no, I think we're
I've
still
been
giving
putting
that
those on
away.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
we're not holding
I've been putting those on
too much
YouTube.
back. We're
Okay.
giving it all.
I've been putting them on YouTube. Maybe eventually in the future. We'll move
Okay.
them.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cameron James.
Thanks for having me, man. It was
And
fun.
where can they find us, Mark?
We are Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, and you can find us all over the internet on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The key phrase is Off the Rails TM. That website of ours is offtherailstm.com. Email us if you want to be on the show, or maybe you just want to chat. Maybe you're bored and lonely. Email Tom at offtherailstm@gmail.com, or ask your questions to asktomanything414@gmail.com. This podcast is available on SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, a ton of other places.
Every place. Yeah.
So, yeah, check us out. See our website for more details.
And comment live on Facebook. I'm sure Molly was watching that, but we didn't get any questions today.
Nope, not today.
Oh, that's rough.
Poopy.
We're
that's
working on the
alright.
internet.
They're all prepping for
Yeah.
the Packer game.
Probably.
Yeah.
So,
I can smell the brats already.
Yeah.
all right. And remember, universe, we're not good enough.